Thanks for joining us. It's about the economy. This one's a little longer, in under 5 minutes. This is part four, a bonus edition, crisis management history of Biden and President Trump. Who is better to lead us out of this? We can look at real life examples. Sources are available in the PDF, and they're only government and industry, no political. Okay, so when Biden took over the economy in 2009, how did he do? Well, when he took over, the unemployment rate was paralleling that of the 1930s Great Depression. And there's a reason why we make that correlation. What did he do? Well, he implemented a broad sweep and stimulus program, more than 275 programs across 28 federal agencies. He gave daily supervision with attention to detail. That's friend and foe critiquing him alike. Over 22 cabinet meetings. And you can download this and take a look at all of the programs that he got involved in. More importantly, he fostered cooperation across the country and across political spectrums. He was noted for his 24-hour rule. Again, you can read about that. And then he also was very instrumental in preventing fraud and pork barrel waste. In fact, Biden blocked over 260 proposed programs that looked to him like they were political pork or political favorites. So much so that later on, a bipartisan committee investigated and did an audit on the programs that he ran, and only 0.61% had any questionable spending flags at all. So what was the impact of his crisis management? Well, from 2009, we know what happened. We lived it. Unemployment fell and our GDP rose. The economy recovered, and Biden proved that he has the chops to get the job done. And you can take a look at any periodical, anybody writing about this, basically, including The Hill, which is not Joe Biden's biggest fan. So now let's talk about Trump's four political economic tenets. And you've seen this in everyday life. One is that trade wars and tariffs are good for the economy. We've seen how that impacted trade, right? Two is that deregulation will create a sound, long-lasting economy. Three, there's too much of a focus on the rising stock market, mistaking it for the economy and pointing to that as the main economic indicator, which again, it's not. And there's the allowance of this focus on the stock market to conceal threats, serious threats, like a persistent farm prices, like we saw with the soy and corn market, saturation of consumer goods, and growing income inequality. But I just want to pause for a second, because for a moment, I don't want to talk about President Trump. There's a reason for this. I want to talk about Herbert Hoover. Just stay with me, okay? Because there's what's called the concerning correlation. And the concerning correlation is that in 1930, when the Great Depression hit, Herbert Hoover was president, and Herbert Hoover shared those same four political tenets, right to the letter. And what happened when you apply those four political tenets to real life situation like we have now? Well, unemployment can potentially rise even more if history is any guide, and the GDP can drop. Again, there was that slight bump in the GDP here from negative 8.5 to negative 6.4, but ultimately the bottom fell out of the market and the economy tanked. Well, what happened at this point with the blue line? What happened was that Hoover left office and FDR came in, and FDR put in the same type of deals that Biden put in when he took over in 2009, and that he's proposing that we do now. So you can see what happened. GDP rose and the unemployment dropped dramatically. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at President Trump's professional life, and he's often said, I'm going to do for the country what I did for my business. So how did he manage his business? We'll take a look at a couple of them. First up is the casino business, and as we know, he bankrupted 4 times in 91, 92, 2004, and 2009. The point is that he was given 4 chances to save his own business, and he constantly borrowed too much, didn't grow enough sales. What happened? All his shareholders lost all their money. This is what happened to his stock price. And by the way, just in case somebody says, well, it was the economy, that was the industry, not true. His competitor MGM Resorts and Casinos, for example, if you put money into MGM Resorts and Casinos at the same exact time period, it would have been worth 600% more than the original investment in that same time period. And even if you had put the money into the S&P 500, same exact time period, it would have more than doubled in value. So let's take a look at the other businesses. I'm just going to go right through this. You can download them, look them up yourself. Every one of these failed. That's how he handled his business crisis. So can you vote your pocketbook, your 401k, and your conscience all at the same time then? And I hope so. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for listening.